Welcome back to SocketShop. Today we're taking a look at the Kobalt Magnum grip pliers set. Kobalt is a Lowe's brand, so you can get these at Lowe's. I'll put a link down in the description where you can get this one and the one I would recommend. I've been playing around with this thing for a while now, and it's just not quite measuring up to what you'd expect it to do. I just did a review on their double drive screwdriver also. I'll put a link down in the video to that video as well. That one fell short too, unfortunately. So let's take it out of the package here. It does come with a big one and a small one. Unfortunately, I lost the small one in airport security. I was flying somewhere and I needed tools and I took them with me and they didn't like that. So it got confiscated. But most of the time you're going to grab the big one anyways because you're going for the jaw opening width. That's one of the #1 things I look for in a set of channel locks. And basically all these are is self-adjusting channel locks. They are non-locking, meaning you can't like vise-grip them or lock them down to like really grab onto something. They do have locking ones as well. But basically it's a self-adjusting set of channel locks, okay? So one of the first things I look for in a set of channel locks is how far apart the jaw is open. I want to be able to use those for everything from, you know, a little plumbing hose to, you know, the end of my garden hose, you know, any kind of electrical connector, and my biggest one, I got to be able to open a can of pipe dope or PVC glue, and you see there, it's too small. Whereas these are cheapo Chinese channel locks. I don't know where I got them, but I got them forever. But cheapo Chinese channel locks can grip PVC pipe glue, no problem. Alright, so as far as pipe sizes, you're going to be able to go up to 3/4 inch fittings pretty easily. But once you start getting up into like 1 inch fittings, it's just not going to work. There's a 3/4 inch fitting. That's right about where you want it to be. I mean, I don't think a 1 inch fitting will fit in there. I don't have any 1 inch fittings here. Here's a 3/4 inch weatherproof conduit, and it won't fit that. So I think it falls short on the total opening width. Here's a 1 inch to 1 1/4 inch PVC adapter, and yeah, it's not fitting that. Not fitting that insert adapter. Kind of just falls short on the jaw opening width. I don't know about you guys, but it's kind of a pet peeve to me. You buy a crescent wrench or an adjustable wrench, it always seems to be like 1/8 of an inch too small. Like almost like they designed it to be like just barely too small for the things you want to do. There's a good example right there. Oh, that actually fits. I don't know how many times I've gone to use a crescent wrench on something, and they made it just barely too small. And that's a pet peeve of mine with tools, and looks like this is going to fall into that category. For something as big and heavy as it is, you know, it's a lot heavier than these other channel locks. It's kind of big and bulky and top heavy. I want it to be able to open at least a can of PVC glue. I know. That's important to me. And this one won't do that. Other than that, I did have some problems with it. When I first took it out of the package, it was kind of getting stuck all the time. You know, I'd clamp onto something, I'd clamp onto it, and it would get stuck. Kind of, it's not doing it anymore. I sprayed it with some dry silicone and sat there and actuated it a whole bunch and got any kind of machine burrs all loosened up. And it seems to be working pretty well most of the time. Sometimes it won't clamp down all the way, like this little sliding resistance thing gets stuck and it won't clamp all the ways, and sometimes it does still get stuck. So it's not 100% reliable, but it seems like once you get the initial like burrs worn off and use it a little bit, it will be reliable enough that you can use it one-handed. You don't have to fuss with it. It should clamp down and give you a good easy use. So that part is working well now, but I did have to play around with it and oil it up. So that might be a concern. Right out of the package I had major problems, and I was about to do a really bad video review because I couldn't even get it to unlock off of a plumbing part. It would get stuck there and I'd be sitting there fucking with it, trying to get it free up, and finally the part would drop down onto the desk. It's really annoying, and I finally got that taken care of. As far as the other most important thing you're looking for in a good set of channel locks or adjustable pliers like these is gripping power. You want to be able to like lock on and know that it's going to have a good gripping force, and these seem to do a pretty good job of that. They got pretty nice tooth setup there that all those different layers with the different teeth, they do a good job of grabbing. Let's do a little demonstration here. So they grab pretty well. As long as they engage and they lock, doesn't seem to be a problem with getting enough leverage and torque to fully grab it. That's a problem with some pliers, whether the teeth are just dull or not sharp. It just slides around or mars up your thing. You want to be able to grab it and hold it, and they do a pretty good job grabbing. So I'll give them a +1 there. Probably better at grabbing than my cheapo Chinese channel locks right here. These ones just have like cast teeth there that don't always grip very well, and it's not always easy to get a good leverage. So I kind of like the leverage on these. They do get a good leverage, and they do seem to hold pretty well, but they just don't open up wide enough for me. I want to be able to grab those bigger objects and use it. This is a big set. It should be able to do standard everyday things, and it looks like it'll fit about 80% of that requirement there. As far as other features go, it does have wire cutters there, and do seem to cut through wire just fine. Every once in a while they won't clamp down all the way, so they don't cut, so you just have to let go and try it again. I don't know what it is. Something in this locking mechanism slips sometimes, so it doesn't always work. And then if you look right here, there is actually what I believe to be a wire stripping thing. It's got a curved blade that comes up, and on the other side it's got a flat blade that's supposed to grab the insulation, but this thing isn't working at all. Let's get a clean piece of wire here. I mess around with these with big wire, little wire. It says insert wire from this side, so I'll insert the wire, clamp down on it, give it a little twisty-do, and then pull, right? And nothing. It's just not sharp enough. It doesn't want to cut through. If you really clamp down on it, give it a lot of force, and try it. Yeah, it just doesn't cut through the insulation. It falls short. I've used a lot of wire strippers in my days, and all of them have their little tricks. You can get them to work somehow, but I've messed around with this thing for a while, and there we go. I couldn't get it to reliably strip wire in any kind of effective way. The cutter works alright. You can cut wire pretty well all day long when it actually, see there? There we go. you know, seems like maybe like 1 out of 10 times or 2 out of 10 times it just doesn't catch. Like there, I'm down, I'm maxed. Handles are touching and it's not gripping. Then you do it again. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, overall it's just not that reliable. Not reliable enough, and the jaws don't open wide enough to make it something that deserves a spot in my toolkit. I do like a set from vise-grips. Vise-grips makes a really good set of self-adjusting pliers. They're non-locking. I'll put a link to those down in the description as well. And be sure to subscribe to the channel for more great tool reviews.